Hello people of the earth and welcome to QuickSaveTV. My name is Mike and this is the Age of Decadence. The reason I'm calling it the Age of Decadence is because I'm pretending to be French, or at least I hope they talk like this. Anyway, this is the game from an indie development studio called Iron Tower Studio, and I think it requires a lot more recognition than it actually has right now, and I intend to promote it right now in ways to demonstrate what the game is about and just talk a little bit about it. Maybe you'll find it to your liking. Now, if you like hardcore RPGs, Age of Decadence is absolutely for you. Let's go ahead into detail. First of all, they have this fancy ass engine. I have no idea what it is, but it performs actually very well, except for the fact that it loads for like 300,000 years. So I have some settings here now. Let's go ahead and start the new game. Now, as we start off, the game says the game will be hard. It's going to be a hard game. Takes a while to master. Many fights are optional. Options available to your character. Challenge, normal difficulty, awesome button. Blah 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 blah. We just click normal. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When you click awesome, it's supposed to be easier for you. I tried on normal. I'm going to say this is the most outrageous game I ever played in a long while. In a really long while. So what do you think? Your old, Mike, the one you're listening to right now, me, I like to play in RPGs myself, so I've decided to make myself. Now, there's 8 backgrounds we can select from. This is in a way a character, how to put it, the way you will be brought into this world and the first initial opportunities that will be available for you. Now, of course, they will be different from assassin to mercenary to merchant, lore master, praetor, drifter, grifter, thief, whatever. There's 8 of them, right? I've read through all of them. We're not going to spend a lot of time on that. Each of them are different and they have several differences, right? First of all, they have several differences in skill preferences, right? First of all. And second, they have the faction reputation differences, right? I've started as a lore master because for some reason, I've thought, I want to be a smith. Lore master sounds appropriate. These are the stat points. We're going to go ahead and redistribute them manually, and I'm going to demonstrate to you what I did. Okay, so basically, I thought like, I'm going to create myself, right? Thinking of myself, if I would be in the ancient times, well, my grandfather was not much of a man. He was like a mammal in a shape of a wardrobe who was for some reason considered a man. So I was like, pump that constitution up, good, a lot of hit points. Then I was like, I was kind of blind bat since the day I remember myself, right? Because I spent all the time with computers, so whatever, I'm gonna be like on 5, I'm gonna be semi-blind mammal. I like to think about myself as of an intelligent person, but I don't really consider myself such, so I'm gonna go ahead and put 6, well, average, right? I'm kind of good with people, so I'm gonna go ahead and push it to 8. And I'm not exactly a pathetic weakling, so I'm gonna put it to 7. But I'm not exactly a dancer, so I'm gonna leave it at 4. Now, I was kinda satisfied. What do you think then? Then there's a lot of stuff, and here where the system starts shining. Say, I want to specialize, let's go ahead and tell what the stuff is. Dagger, sword, axe, hammer, spear, bow, crossbow, throwing. Now, each of them theoretically have finishing moves which look absolutely amazing. In case of a spear, the character pierces the enemy and lifts him on the spear, okay? Lifts him vertically and then just pushes him a little bit on the spear and then just drops him off, shakes him off of the spear. With the dagger, he pierces in the general stomach area, then pierces another time somewhere around the neck, and then does the finishing move on the neck, just killing the target. So all of them are amazing, right? In their specific ways. The combat system is turn-based. So I was like, I really like hammers, so I gotta go ahead and invest in hammers. And what do you think? I see this stuff. And it doesn't make sense at first, but then it kinda does. You can't just know how to wield a hammer without simultaneously learning other weaponry. You just can't figure it out. Not as good, like for instance, when you invest 1 point in a hammer, that's how much other increases. Look at this. A little bit of spear, very little bit of dagger because it's absolutely different weapon, a little bit of sword, and a lot axe because they're similar in the way they operate. The same with the axe, and they work all around, just pay attention. Throwing weaponry also increases some of it, a little bit, daggers, axes, look at this. It's very interesting, this kind of thinking. Different tools you're trying to figure out, they're gonna increase others. So anyway, I went in hammers, but first I wanted to figure out this general skills. General skills are, well, you see them, right? We have lockpick, sneak, steal, traps, disguise, etiquette, persuasion, streetwise, alchemy, crafting, lore, trading. As crazy as it might sound, for those of you who played Knights of the Old Republic, for example, it won't be enough to have just high persuasion, right? It's not. For instance, in many circumstances you will have to use both persuasion and trading simultaneously in order to persuade the person or so. Etiquette, it also takes a very important role when you're trying to lie to someone. Disguise take an important role when you're trying to pretend that you are somebody that you're not, and etc, etc, etc. Even streetwise, like for example, this ones I've increased right now: etiquette, persuasion, streetwise, and trading. All of those four are equally participating in persuasion, okay? And it's such a complex system. And then I just went to hammer and I did it. Now, it's not important how we look. So what do you think I did? I've started the game, right? Tried to experience it. Holy hell, after reading all of these descriptions, I spent like half an hour trying to create my character. It was yesterday night after my head was pounding with Skyrim. And this is obviously more complex than Skyrim, right? It gives you a lot of background to read, so, you can read your eyes off. And then the game starts and blah, blah, blah. Here's the way engine looks, right? It reminds me a lot of the Guild 2. If you ever played this game, well, the Guild 2 actually, in my opinion, had kind of more freedom, if you need my... Well, here... The game promises you with so much freedom and ripe opportunity, but it feels so linear, at least to me. Well, anyway, the point is, we're going to go ahead and load a specific moment in game, which was before the storm. Okay, so there's a specific moment in the game I'm going to demonstrate to you, which I would try to overcome, like, as hard as I could. There is the role-playing, well, it's RPG, right? So we have this equipping part in the game, right? So here is my character, right? That's the one I created. Let's go ahead and unequip the dagger we have. And I went to the smith first because there was a fight that wasn't supposed to happen, right? Like, how to put it better? It's a difficult fight which you're not supposed to survive, right? And I'm a stubborn man and I wanted to really try to figure out the way how to actually beat those two thugs and actually figure out the way to survive. So I bought myself a mullet, right? And the shield, right? So here's the shield. Here's the mullet. Let's go ahead and sell him some... No, we cannot actually. We cannot, it doesn't help much. This is for crafting. But selling them doesn't really help. Okay, let's go ahead and buy the shield and the mullet. Okay, we have them. Now we have a mullet and the shield. Okay, you see, I'm looking a little bit fancier now. I'm a scholar with a mullet, right? A paladin in a way. Now we're gonna go ahead and add the fanciness. No, we cannot. And I'm gonna go ahead and buy myself a cap, right? This is the best thing I could afford at a time, right? Why did I drop it? Did I drop it forever? I am an idiot. Anyway, let me just go ahead. This is actually how the character looks, right? With the stuff, you can actually zoom in a little bit and just take all of this is actually made 3D. You see all of these changes made to the character. Let me go ahead and load the game and do another thing before the storm. The game is so confusing that it literally promotes you to save all the time because you feel so uncomfortable with the next steps you do. You try to complete different quests, and in these different quests you will need to have different skills. In some circumstances you will have to be a good fighter, in some other circumstances you'll have to be a good talker. Oh my goodness. And the game is very quick in not giving you second chances. Like, you fucked up, congratulations, we don't need you anymore. Now I went ahead and bought a sledgehammer. Now I'm gonna go ahead further and do something else. I'm going to buy this fancy-ass hat and the white cloak to become a full-fledged paladin. Just go ahead and equip it. Where are you? Yes, a mullet and a helmet. Just look at me. Being all fancy-ass paladin. All of you shall be obliterated. It's amazing, okay? If only I could figure out the way to kill anything in this entire game. We're going to go ahead to this place. Now, here's this merchant, right? Which says, oh, I'm trying to sell goods, but they don't let me trade and stuff, so I have to trade and blah blah blah. Please come with me, I'm going to show you my stupid wares. And you're like, yeah, sure, I want cheap prices. And like, we're going to kill you. And then you have a dexterity check. If you pass it, you can run away, but you do not, so you're going to die. And I thought, like, how can I kill them, right? It has this stupid thing which you read all the time to get information what actually happens, right? So now we're going to have, we can select just as we could in Fallout 1 or 2, we can select fast, normal or power attack. Let's go ahead and try with a normal attack on the healthy servant. Okay, 11 points of damage. Don't know if we'll be able to kill him. At the same time, the problem is the guy is, will I actually be able to survive it? I doubt it. Look at this, backstabbing me. What a bitch. Jesus. How do you even beat this game? called fucking impossible. You're alone trying to fight. Well, this game is so unforgiving. And to me, you know, because I'm trying to... Yeah, that was a fatality on me. Haha! Deals that are too good to be true usually aren't. Nevertheless, now just pause it and read it, you know. The lifetime wisdom. Anyway, that was difficult. So, start, lore master, OMG before the storm, guard before the storm. Well, let's go ahead here. In the game, you will be able to join various factions, the way the developers try to tell it to you, right? You can join in this circumstance, in this city, you can join the merchants, or you can join the thieves, if I'm not mistaken. Now, merchants are residing here, and the thieves reside in here. They both require different skills, and holy hell, I don't have either of them. I feel so screwed up. I kinda know how to talk a little bit. I'm kinda good with a hammer, but not extremely good, so I die all the time. This is so stupid. This game is ridiculously difficult. Oh my goodness. Anyway. Well, this is what the game is in a nutshell. You know, that's my rant about how difficult it is. It's actually very unforgiving, but at the same time, it's this hardcore kind of game that many people I know will appreciate it. You know, so that's half a reason I'm promoting. And I think, you know, it should be promoted just so you have, like, if you're interested, you can actually go ahead. I'll provide the link to the site. They do in a pre-order kind of action, right? You can go ahead and pre-order if you want. 25 euros, if I'm not mistaken. It's quite a lot, but you know, if you like this kind of games, I never seen an analogy of this in a long while. They promise to have quite an extensive gameplay. The engine operates quite nice, except for the fact that you have to load all the goddamn freaking time, and it takes like 300 years to load. Except for that, I'm really satisfied with the game, but I would like it to have more freedom, honestly. I like the games where they allow you to have a lot of freedom, right, in any shape or form, but here you don't feel it actually free, because your opportunities are determined by the amount of skill points you have so that you can invest them in things, you know, and generally right now I cannot really stretch really far away. I have to go with guilds. With guilds I have to select specific actions, otherwise I fail the guilds, but at the same time, you know, I wouldn't fail them if I would pass the checks, but I don't have enough points to pass those checks, so yeah. Anyway, so here's the game in a nutshell. The dialogues, should I show you one of the dialogues? I'm going to go ahead and show you the dialogues, how they actually work. But I have to select something more or less important, so that's interesting. You know, let's go ahead and try to join merchants, okay? Let's go ahead and try to join merchants to demonstrate to you how it actually works, the passings and checks and etc. Now we're going to go ahead to the Merchants Guild and join them and ask them if they have any work for us, because obviously we want the monies, because money are important, because you kind of want to eat, you kind of want to sleep, and etc, etc. So this is the Wealthy Merchants Guild. We're going inside, I'm gonna go have a talk. I need a job, reputation success, prove yourself and I'll consider your request. What should I do? I'm blah 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 blah. He's talking about smuggling problem with blah blah blah. I'll do my best and you're leaving. Okay, so we're going to check on the guards if there's actually any problem in reality. We're going to the gate, here's the guards, we're going to talk to one of them. And so they talk, and it gives you a summary of what you actually talk to, and you can select which things you want to ask. They cut your pay? Necessary measures, they say. Necessary measures, my ass. They take because they can. I can't believe that the guards who risk their lives to protect us all underpaid. This is the real crime. The guards enthusiastically agree, yeah, and then you have a check on conversation. You know what? I have a shipment leaving Terran in a few days. Instead of paying tax to the commercium, I'll pay it directly to you. I think it's only fair. 10 Imperials each? Success. The guards look at each other, blah 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 blah. 50 coins each. And again, another check. 25 each is all I can afford. Alright, 25 each. Here you go, 25 coins each. Likewise, leave. So this is the way conversations succeed, right? You can fail or you can succeed in conversations. And often, more often than not, unlike in games such as Dragon Age 2, for instance, or Mass Effect, right? You failing in the conversation usually makes, you know, mission else unaccomplishable, else very difficult to complete. You know, there's not such subtle change, there's much more of a dramatic freaking ass change which you cannot cope up with. For instance, if you fail just one mission to the Merchants Guild, you know what happens to you? Yes, that's right, you have no recoup. That's all. That's just it. It's just so brutal. I don't know. Well, whatever. You're right, Master Linus. The guards eagerly took the bribe. Blah, blah, blah. I'll talk to Mercato. So, and etc, etc, that's just how it is. Sadly, they're not voiced. I don't know if they plan to voice it at the late game, but there will be a lot of voicing. But it's this classical kind of RPG in the modern wrap-up with a turn-based combat, which you just seen me dying in like under freaking 3 turns. What the hell? Tried to kill something with it, and I had a good hammer. I even had white clock. I looked so awesome. Anyway, I thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for listening. My name is Mike, and this is QuickSaveTV, my channel. If you enjoyed my work, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel to support it and get notified when new content becomes available immediately. In the description box, you'll find the address of the site of this game. Go ahead and check it out, support it if you would like to, and have a great day. Bye bye!